is 8:30, my friends. At the end of November, it's cold outside and the ice cream truck is rolling through, so I just hope my child is asleep and is not getting up to get ice cream right now. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here and if you found me through this collaboration that we're doing today, welcome. My name is Veronika. I'm a part-time reseller primarily on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Depop, and a little bit on Tradesy, and I specialize mostly in women's pre-owned fashion, shoes, sometimes accessories, and sometimes men's and kids fashion as well. Today we are going to talk about trends, fall winter trends for the year 2022 specifically, and today's video is a collab with my friend Melissa, the Thrifty Broad. We got together and we wanted to see not necessarily how many trendy items we can thrift, although that will be a small portion of this video as well, but mostly we wanted to see how many of these trendy items do we actually have in our closets already or in our unlisted inventory, the dreaded death pile or money pile, depending on how you want to look at it. So it's kind of an exploration of what's already in our house, but also if we were out thrifting like I was a couple of weeks ago and we found something that we really liked and that fit into one of those trendy categories, then we included that in this video as well. And it's basically a friendly competition. We're just trying to see how many trendy items we have, also how many trends we can check off on our imaginary boxes, and trying to find out how trendy our inventory and closets really are, and maybe how trendy we are and we don't even know it. I'm not really trendy, I will lead with that, but I'm actually wearing an item that could fit into one of the trend categories that we're going over today. So we did scour the internet just to see what is kind of a master list, what are some recurring trends that different websites such as Vogue and Harper's Bazaar and such mention, and we came up with a master list. I'll probably include it over here, and I'm going to go through it to see, do I have anything in my inventory or already listed that fits into this category. I will primarily focus on clothing with a little bit of a, tangent into shoes as I see fit, basically, no pun intended. We also try to maybe even think about ways to combine the items that we have in our closets with other items either from our closets or that you may already have in your wardrobe, and to see how would we style these. Again, not a trendy person, but I can try just for fun. So the first item on our master list, which made both of us chuckle, and I don't have this item in my inventory because it's a plain white tank top, and you probably heard about that if you've looked at all into, the trends or the runways with the fall winter fashion. I don't understand how that is a trendy item. I think it's a timeless item, it's a classic, and I think most of us probably have one in our personal closets. I know I do. But will I sell it on any of my reseller platforms? No, and I'm not going to pay like $3, $4 for it at the thrift store. So I will pass on this one, but I wanted to mention it. And you can combine it with virtually anything, pretty much anything else from this list. So there's that. It is versatile. The second item we had on our list were flight jackets. I don't have any of those in my inventory. I didn't find any when thrifting. So unfortunately, I was not able to produce anything for this category. Same goes for me for corsets. I used to love corsets when I was like 19 and in my emo/goth phase, but I don't have any in my closet right now. I used to. They have definitely sold for me before. So if you have some, if you either have some sitting around in your inventory, or if you have some in your personal collection that you're looking to part with, or if you find them while you're thrifting, I would definitely list them. I also feel like that's an item there is always a market for it, maybe within a certain subculture, but if it's a trend, even better, for you reselling wise. Okay, the next category that we had were bright knit sweaters, and I actually do have a few of those. Thank God. I have a bunch that I pulled primarily kind of like red, bright red colors. I have this beautiful A New Day, which is Target, sweater that came from a ThredUp box, but it's this bright, bold red color and it's super soft and I really like it. And if it were my size, I might keep it, but it's not. And I actually have a second one in olive green, which is not really a trendy color, but I think it's also a good fall color. So hopefully somebody will come in and bundle these two items. Another very bright red sweater that I have is this one. I believe it's a J. Jill. I did not include it in my screenshot, but I also love this one a lot. I will include size information on the screen here if you're interested. And this one's also super soft. I don't know why people don't buy my super soft sweaters. This sweater is super soft. It's from Torrid, and I thrifted it recently, and I showed it actually in a video. The only problem with it is it sheds like crazy. Like, I had these little pieces in my hair earlier, so that was no fun. The next category is maxi dresses and floor length coats. I don't have any floor length coats, but I do have a few maxi dresses in my inventory. I actually also have a few midi dresses that fit into different trend categories, and they fit a little bit better. So I'm gonna pass on this one, but I'm definitely on the lookout for those. If I find a floor length coat, I would probably keep it for myself, honestly. It's kind of a vibe. It reminds me of, you know, the late 90s, early 2000s, the craft and all of that. Speaking of throwbacks to the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, one of the trends that we saw mentioned several times was Preppy meets Y2K. So think Cher Horowitz in Clueless and her little plaid checkered ensembles, mini skirts that are preppy, but also in the fun, bold colors. I don't have one that's in a really bold color, but I do have one that I think fits nicely in this category. It's a J. Crew skirt. It's kind of almost pleated a little bit with this micro plaid pattern, and it has buttons on the side. I got this from a thredUP box. It's very cute. I like it a lot. It's also kind of dark academia, which I didn't really see as a trend on, you know, these lists and these runways. But I think it's still very, you know, wearable, and I think a lot of people still enjoy that particular niche of fashion, and it works really well for fall as well. I do have a pair of sort of tartan plaid checkered pants by Torrid. Actually, they're leggings technically, but they're really more like a skinny dress pant. And I figured I'll just include them for good measure. They're really nice. They're kind of like a purple and gray color. So these are also available in my closet. Again, primarily I'm going over items that I already have listed, but I do have a few that I do not have listed yet, and I will try my best to have them listed by the time this video goes up. Okay, the next category that we have is oversized blazers and hard shoulders. So think, you know, like big shoulder pads and such. I think I only found one, maybe two, maybe three actually, in my closet that would fit this category. I have this also J. Crew dark red corduroy blazer jacket. I'm not sure if it really still qualifies as a blazer. It definitely has that silhouette, and it definitely has, you know, those hard shoulders and kind of a little bit of an oversized look. I also got that from a thredUP box, and that is listed in my closet already. I also recently picked up this vintage Italian blazer with the floral pattern on the back, and florals, we will come back to those. I actually have a lot that fits into that particular category that we will talk about later. But this blazer I think also kind of fits this style, but it's not exactly the same as what I saw in the pictures, you know, from the runway and such. This jacket I think also works well. It's a lush wool blend sort of blazer jacket. It has a little bit of color blocking going on, which I think is also not necessarily a trend for this fall and winter season in and of itself, but it's kind of adjacent to, you know, the bold colors, the patchwork and such. That is also a trend that we'll get to later towards the end of my list. The next category, and it's a little bit of a mix of different things, kind of like the sexy category. It is cutouts, sheer fabrics, and bodycon dresses. I don't have a whole lot of those, or I don't have a whole lot that, you know, check off all 3 boxes or 2 out of 3, but I found one in my closet, and it is this fashion to figure kind of like blush pink suede dress. It does have a cutout, it's a bodycon, it's also a plus size, which I love to sell, and so this one I thought would fit in this category pretty well. It's not necessarily a fall color, but who's to say you cannot wear a blush pink dress for fall? It's all a matter of combining it with the right item. You could wear it with a dark brown, sort of like warm maroon blazer and some boots. I think that would look really cute. I don't know if I would wear it because I have way too many insecurities for a dress like that, but somebody could rock this, and I wish I had a blazer to go with it and could style it properly. Speaking of shoes, we did look at some separate shoe trend lists. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but a few trends for shoes that I saw on there were plateaus. I have one or two pairs of shoes in my closet that fit this category. I have these ASOS olive green sort of lace-up combat boots that have a little bit of a plateau, but not as much as, you know, some of these trendy shoes. Artsy shoes, like with any like artsy elements and weird heels and such, were also a trend. I wish I had something in this category. I would really absolutely love to pick something like that up, but I'll show you some examples over here that I've seen online just so you get a better idea of what that could look like. For the more wearable pumps, and also like ballerina flats / pumps were a thing. I have one pair listed by American Eagle that I actually got from Chloe when we did a whole mystery thrift box exchange. I really like these, but they were a little bit too tight on me, so I decided to sell them. So I have those in my closet, and then I have a whole bunch of little ankle booties that go with the category of chunky kind of angled heels, which I think is a really cute style. And I have several pairs, and I forget the name. It's an Italian name, Alberto Firm something. I'll put it down below. Again, I should have put this on my screenshot, but I have these little ankle booties, and then I also have these. I think they're the Dolce Vita. They also have this chunky angled heel. They're suede boot. Is the stacked heel, block heel, and a size 7. I think those would go great with, you know, the maxi dresses, the floor length coats. Any good pair of jeans, really. The mini skirts. I mean, a good little ankle booty can go with so much. Speaking of jeans, I briefly looked specifically at denim trends, and I didn't pull the whole list, mostly because anything that's kind of trendy for denim that I had previously in my closet already sold. What I have left is not trendy, apparently, but for the most part, it's more relaxed fit, boyfriend jeans, you know, the straight but relaxed, still kind of mom jeans. Trousers are a thing. I think also like art on denim and patchwork. And then one category that I think is interesting, cropped flares. I do have flare-like jeans in my closet. I love the silhouette. Cropped flares, I'm personally not so sure about, but I have found them before and they always sold really fast for me, so I would imagine now they might sell even faster. So if you have them or if you see them, maybe they appear weird to you as well, but hey, pick them up. The next category is leather and faux leather, and it's so funny. As we were preparing this video, I got an email from the Torrid mailing list, and they had a whole spread of vegan leather items, faux leather items, and I thought it was so funny because clearly they are trying to be on trend. So I do have a few items in my closet, actually not that many, because again, they sold. Actually, one of my faux leather items sold to Melissa, who I'm collabing with. So I had them. They are gone, which I think speaks to the fact that this is a very wearable trend and that people are actually looking for these items. I think with some trends that you see on the runway or that the magazines tell you they're trendy, they're not that realistic for a lot of people and they're not that wearable, and so people don't wear them, which is totally fine, by the way. I just want to point out, again, not a trendy person, you can wear whatever the hell you want, you know? Just because somebody says it's a trend, that doesn't mean you have to change your entire wardrobe around. And not that you need me to tell you this, but just in case that, you know, nobody told you this lately, but just because it's a trend does not mean you need to wear it. So for leather and faux leather, I have this very shiny blank NYC mini skirt. This skirt is a whole statement. It's probably why it hasn't sold yet. It's bold. This skirt is sitting in my closet just waiting for the right buyer. I believe it's new with tags, which, you know, is also a good thing. But yeah, that one I can see would go well with this trend, again, with some boots, with an oversized blazer jacket, maybe with a white tank top. I don't know. I mean, you don't really need much else to draw attention when you're wearing a skirt like that. Okay, the next category is where your girl came to play and to shine. It is dark florals, and I have a surprising amount of dark floral items in my closet. I actually just sold a few floral items, one of which was kind of more on the darker side, the other one wasn't, and both were just these basic shirts, blouses, whatever, and they sold really fast, and they were just random brands that I got in a Goodwill Blue Box, and you'll see them in my next What Sold video. But yeah, surprisingly, florals actually have been selling for me lately. So again, good trend to be on the lookout for. Now, in terms of my contribution to this dark floral category, let's just look at these here. I have this Max little bolero kind of cardigan, open front cardigan with this rose pattern. I showed this in a recent haul. I have this Torrid blazer, which I guess because the florals are white doesn't necessarily qualify, but the blazer itself is dark, so I think it still counts. I also have this beautiful Free People embroidered midi dress. Again, I thought about this one earlier. It's not really a maxi dress, so I wouldn't put it in that category. But it's flowy, it's floral, it's boho, it's dark. I think it's definitely a good fall dress, especially if you're in a slightly warmer climate and you can wear it, again, with some boots, lightweight jacket, maybe a vest of some sort. I think that would look cute. I also have this dress. It's a dark blue sheath dress by Focus Studio. Got it in a box, but I think it's really pretty. So it's already getting some likes. So not on Poshmark, but on Mercari and eBay. So, you know, I think that'll probably sell. Maybe not for a lot, but it'll sell. This one, I'm not sure if it qualifies as dark floral. It's very subtle floral. It's a Laura Ashley dress that I've had forever and it hasn't sold yet, but you know, I think it can still go with this category, and I could see this with some boots and, you know, maybe even a sweater to make it look like a skirt. That could work. Or you could wear it over a long sleeve shirt, kind of layer it with a mock neck or turtleneck. I know a lot of people like this style. I personally can't with it, but again, it's what a lot of the kids are wearing. Also dark floral, but this is a men's item, but I wanted to throw it in for consideration because I love this. I picked this up from the bins a bazillion years ago, and it's this, I think it's Imperious is the brand, or Imp, wild kind of streetwear sweater with the mesh and the floral pattern and the big number 12 in the front. I think it's super cool and interesting. Would I wear it? No. But I think there's somebody out there who will pick this up. Other honorable mention for dark florals, this intro little kimono. It has like the dark floral burnout situation going on, so you can really not see it in the main picture, but in these detailed pictures you can. Also, I have this maxi skirt. I think the brand is City Studio. I also got it in a box, which is very, very pretty and very elegant and floor length, so I think that would work well for this fall as well. I do have this Old Navy dress. I actually wore this in a video before. I think I wore it on one of our bar lives a while ago. The unfortunate problem with this one is it has like no tags whatsoever, but I found out that it's Old Navy, and I kind of expected it to be when I found it at the bins. But it is that dark floral pattern, and it's very cute, and I think it's a size large, and I really hope somebody will pick her up and love her. I also have this heartloom dress. I have this one in 2 sizes. I sourced that on my liquidation haul, on my online liquidation haul. So this one's new with tags. I have 2 of them. Mini dress, slightly poofier sleeves that are sheer. So that kind of goes with the sheer trend that I mentioned earlier, sheer fabrics and such. Again, cute dress. I hope somebody will rock that this fall or winter. Then I have 2 more floral blouses, and I think that's it, but we'll see. One is by Parker, and then one is by Topshop, and I'll show both over here to the right. I'll also include some size information. If you're interested in looking at anything in my closet, all my closet store links, etc., are down below in my description. Okay, a few more other trends. Loungewear, but not your comfy sweatpants and oversized shirts and such loungewear, but like tighter sets. Leggings and tops and such, so really any kind of like athleisure set. I have one by My Swags, which I sourced from Kayla Treasures Noir here on YouTube. It is also a dark floral, if you will, and it has cutouts, so it's actually checking a lot of boxes. I'll show it over here. I just listed that. That one I think would possibly qualify as the, you know, loungewear but make it sexy. I don't know. That one was a little bit odd to me, but the matching sets are definitely a thing. Another category, stripes and bold colors, especially for sweaters. Again, I already showed a few earlier. I do have a few striped sweaters, to nobody's surprise. I mean, I also have quite a lot in my own closet, so that is probably the only trend I can roll with. But I do have this Code X Mode sweater from, I guess it's a Nordstrom brand. I got this in a box over here. It's kind of a retro look, if you ask me. So that striped little number. I have this a little bit more preppy. I think it's a loft sweater in dark blue or navy blue and pink. It very much reminds me of Vineyard Vines, but it's loft. I also have this Karen Scott, not a super popular brand, but I thought this was cute with the pastel colors. I picked this up earlier I picked this up late last year, so I've had it for, you know, an entire fall winter season, but somebody's gonna pick her up. Same goes for this Inhabit sweater over here. That one is a really nice fabric blend and very, very cozy, but also again more pastel colors, so maybe not super trendy for this year, but again, tastes vary and not everybody loves the bold colors. I love the muted colors personally. Okay, the last category is eccentric patterns, patchwork, and collage prints. And you know what? Let's bring back Exhibit A, streetwear sweatshirt that I showed you earlier. Collage, Eccentric, at least a little bit. Somewhat colorful, you know, if you will. So I think that would qualify for that category. Probably the only item that I have for that category, but we're gonna count it. Okay friends, so that's it for me for the trendy items that I already have in my stores and closet, or I'm about to list them. I hope I will find more of these. There are some on there that I would really like to have in my closet. I will say when I went thrifting recently, I found a lot of those like Y2K preppy mini skirts, but they were all kind of just very cheap material, cheap brands, and priced at like $4 or $5, and I did not think that would be a smart pickup. So even though I didn't show them in this video, there are, you know, trends out there to be found, and if you really want to wear them or if you really want to pick them up for reselling, you can find these items. Some of these I thought were harder than others, especially if it's, you know, a combination of different trends and it's kind of somewhat innovative. Not that anything in fashion is ever super innovative, because it's very cyclical, but either way, I thought this was a very interesting collaboration, and it encouraged me to look into some trends and maybe pick up some items that I otherwise would not have picked up. I will say from the items I picked up for this collaboration, pretty much all of these I think I would have grabbed either way, so it's good to know that items I like are also kind of trendy. I guess that gives me some comfort in and confidence in my reseller abilities. But on that note, we're gonna wrap things up over here, and I hope that if you have not watched Melissa's video yet, go check it out, see what she found. Maybe you'll find something to shop for yourself even, or maybe it'll give you inspiration to go through your own closet and see what you already have. Another thing that I want to encourage you guys to do is to go through your items in your closet and relist any items that are a little bit more trendy now. I'm going to do this with the majority of these items that I've shown you, that are already listed in my closet, that I've had for a while. I will relist them. I will make sure I have keywords on them and style tags that go with these trend lists that I shared with you, and fingers crossed, hopefully they will sell for me, and hopefully your items will sell for you too. Melissa, thank you again for collabing with me. Always a pleasure. And I will see all of you guys soon in another video, or maybe on a live. I have my next relist and relax coming up this coming Thursday. I believe it's November 3rd or 4th, whatever that first Thursday in November is. That's when I'll be back on my channel live at 9:30 Eastern for about an hour and a half to relist and relax. Maybe I'll be relisting some of these items, because let's face it, I'll probably not be done by the time this video goes up. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I appreciate you. I hope that if you're not subscribed yet, you will subscribe, and also hit that like button if you had a good time, if you learned something new. I will see you soon. Bis bald. Tschüss.